Hola, yo soy la señorita Erika. Bienvenidos a Español para Niños and Brooklyn Interactive TV. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Miss Erica. This is Spanish for Children. Y vamos a continuar nuestras lecciones de español aprendiendo y jugando juntos. Como siempre, vamos a comenzar con un calentamiento para prepararnos a hablar español. So as always, what we do at the start of the class, going to start with a little warm-up to get us ready to be speaking and playing in Spanish. So vamos a comenzar como siempre con el alfabeto. As we always do, we're going to start with the alphabet in Spanish. Repita después de mí. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Muy bien. I always like to start with the Spanish alphabet because it helps us get our mouths warmed up to speak Spanish, and also because we usually do some spelling together, and being fresh on the alphabet is something that's super helpful to us when we go to do our spelling. So, vamos a continuar con el calentamiento, continuing with our warm-up with some números, some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Muy bien. Y con unos días de la semana, days of the week. Lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Muy bien. Y con los meses del año, now with the months of the year. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. And for those of you who are avid readers, you'll notice that in Spanish, we actually don't capitalize the months. In English, we have to make a capital letter at the beginning of each month. In Spanish, it's the opposite. They're all lowercase. Okay, y ahora también tenemos los animales. We've also been practicing with the animales, the animals in Spanish. So, repita después de mí. Gato, cat. Perro, dog. Pájaro, bird. Caballo, horse. Vaca, cow. Ratón, mouse. Gallina, chicken. Mono, monkey. Cerdo, pig. Elefante, elephant. Jirafa, giraffe. León, lion. Muy bien. Okay, y ahora con los colores. We also know some colors in Espanol. It's the last bit of vocab in our warm-up. We have rojo, red. Naranja, orange. Amarillo, yellow. Verde, green. Azul, blue. Púrpura, purple. Rosa, pink. Marrón, brown. Negro, black. gris, gray, blanco, white. Muy bien. Y también unos verbos. We also know some verbs or action words like yo tengo. So say it with me. Yo tengo. I have. Yo no tengo. I don't have. Yo quiero. I want. Yo no quiero. I don't want. Yo soy. I am. Yo no soy. I'm not. Yo llevo. I'm wearing. Yo no llevo. I'm not wearing. Yo practico. I practice. Yo no practico. I don't practice. Yo juego. I play. Yo no juego. I don't play. Yo voy. I go. Yo no voy. I don't go. Muy bien. Excelente. So that is our warm-up, nuestro calentamientos. I hope you're feeling ready to jump into Spanish. So vamos a comenzar aquí. We're going to start here with a little story, which we read last time. And we started getting ourselves familiar with some of these words in the story. So I'm going to read the story one more time. And I want to see if you can pick out any words that you know from our story. Permiso. Hola, por favor. ¿Cómo puedo llegar a la escuela? Preguntó Ana. Solo tienes que seguir esa calle hasta el final. Girar a la izquierda y luego girar en la primera calle a la derecha, respondió Guillermo. Gracias, dijo Ana. Okay, so some words that hopefully you can you can notice in this that you know. First of all, we know hola. Of course, hola means hello in Spanish. Now we heard por favor. Por favor is please. Okay. ¿Cómo puedo llegar a la escuela? Escuela, hopefully for those of you who were with us when we learned the lugares or the places in Spanish, escuela should ring a bell. ¿Qué es escuela? What is escuela? Escuela is school. Okay, preguntó Ana. So tenés que seguir esa calle hasta el final, girar a la izquierda. Izquierda was one of our new words from last time. Izquierda, izquierda means left, left side. Okay, luego girar en la primera calle a la derecha. Derecha is another word that we learned last time, hopefully sounding a little bit familiar. Derecha is right. So izquierda left, derecha right. Right, respondió Guillermo. Gracias, dijo Ana. Gracias should also ring a bell. Gracias means thank you in Espanol. So that is a little bit of a warm-up for us to get into what we practiced last time together with some directions in Espanol, los lados de la caja, the different sides of the box. So vamos a words practice with these, the different words, the different parts of the box, which as I said from last time, something we can definitely practice at home. If you have a box, if you can use a table, there are lots of different things you could use to practice with these words en español. Okay, so vamos a practicar. So we have first, encima, on top, encima. So repita conmigo, repeat it along with me. Encima, encima, on top. Then we have abajo, abajo, which is under, under, abajo. So we have encima, on top, abajo, under. We also learned, last time we learned enfrente, enfrente, in front, enfrente. Then for behind, we learned atrás, atrás. And two more words we learned. One was dentro, inside, dentro. And the last one we learned to say something is next to is al lado de, al lado de. Una vez más, encima, abajo, enfrente, atrás, dentro, Al lado de. Muy bien. And now for those of you who are spelling friends, you can jump in with me to practice spelling some of these words. And if you're not so comfortable with spelling or don't know the alphabet in Spanish too well, don't worry, you can still follow along with me as well. So, and those of you who do know the alphabet well at this point, try to spell faster than I can, okay? So, ¿cómo se deletrea? How do you spell? ¿Cómo se deletrea encima? E, N, C, I, M, A. Encima. Muy bien. ¿Cómo se deletrea abajo? Under. How do we spell abajo en español? A, B, A, J, O. Abajo. Muy bien. ¿Cómo se deletrea enfrente? How do we spell enfrente or in front en español? E, N, F, R, E, N, T, E. Enfrente. ¿Cómo se deletrea atrás? How do we spell atrás, which is behind? A, T, R, A, S. Atrás. Muy bien. Ok. Ahora, ¿cómo se deletrea dentro? How do we spell dentro? D, E, N, T, R, O. Dentro. Muy bien. And last one, ¿cómo se deletrea al lado de? Al lado de. ¿Cómo se deletrea al lado de? How do we spell next to in Spanish? A, L, L, A, D, O, T, E. Muy bien. Excelente. Okay. Now we are going to play a game. Vamos a jugar un juego. We're going to play a game. So if you have a chair, you can practice this with a chair. We're going to practice. I'm going to change it a little bit just to make sure we're playing this in a safe way. So if you have a chair, you can play this game with a chair where I'm going to give you a direction and I want you to do this direction around your chair. So for example, if I say encima on top of your chair, now I don't mean to stand on your chair. I mean, if you sit on it, then you will be encima de tu silla, okay? So I'm going to give you a direction and then I want you to follow my direction with your chair at home. Again, in a safe way, okay? Okay, muy bien. Abajo, abajo, under the chair, abajo de la silla. Or you don't have to put your whole body underneath it, but if you want to just put like your foot underneath it or a hand underneath it, but being very careful not to put anything underneath one of the legs of the chair. So just put it in the open space, okay? Abajo. Encima. Encima. On top. But again, not standing on your chair. Encima, you should sit on your chair. Encima. Okay, now enfrente, enfrente de tu silla. Enfrente de tu silla. In front, put yourself in front of your chair. Ahora, atrás, atrás de tu silla. Behind your chair, stand behind your chair, atrás de tu silla. Ok, ahora al lado de tu silla, al lado de tu silla, next to your chair, al lado de tu silla. And the last one, dentro de tu silla. You can't really put yourself inside of your chair, but if you want to sit on your chair and kind of bend your legs up so you're kind of in a little bit of a ball on top of your chair, you can pretend that you are dentro de tu silla. Muy bien. Okay, excelente trabajo. This is the kind of game you can definitely practice on your own to practice the different sides of the box in Spanish. You can use it with the chair, or you can also use it sometimes with other household objects. So it's a really fun game that I encourage you to keep practicing outside of Spanish class. All right, muy bien. Después de eso también tenemos unas direcciones en español. So we also, besides the different sides of the box, we have some different directions in Spanish. And we started to learn a few of them last time, but we're gonna review what we learned before and build on it a little bit more. So last time we learned how to say derecha, right? Derecha, which was to the right. Derecha. Now we also learned izquierda, to the left. So repeat these with me. Derecha. Derecha. Izquierda. Izquierda. Left, okay? So those are the ones that we learned last time. So now we're going to learn a little bit more, a few more words to help us get and give directions in Español. So we have first, siga derecho. So derecho means straight. I know it's super close to the word for right, but derecho is straight. Derecha is right. So you have to listen pretty closely to the end of that word to make sure you hear it correctly. So derecho is straight. Derecho. Say it with me. Derecho. Muy bien. Then we'll just repeat just for a little bit more practice. Derecha. Izquierda. Muy bien. Then we have a few more different directions, like gira. Gira means turn. Gira. 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 Turn. Gira. Now turn around. De vuelta. De vuelta. Turn around. De vuelta. De vuelta. Okay. Now we have suba, means go up, like go up the street. Suba. Suba. And baje. Baje, go down. So suba and baje. Okay. Then for cross, like cross the street. Atraviese. 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 Okay. So we have derecho, straight. Derecha, right. Izquierda, left. Gira or gire for turn. Gire, gire. Then we have de vuelta, turn around. De vuelta. Suba, suba. Baje, baje. So suba, go up. Baje, go down. Atraviese, cross. Atraviese, atraviese. Muy bien. Those are some different directions. And then we also have some different places in the second half of the list. So for example, en la esquina, corner. Esquina, corner. Enfrente, right? We know enfrente. So some of these now we're going to recognize. Enfrente, in front of. Al lado de. Do you remember what al lado de means? Al lado de means next to. Atrás means behind. You remember? Atrás is behind. En el mismo, on the same street, the same corner, the same block. Block is cuadra. Cuadra is block. And last one is close to is cerca. Cerca de. Cerca de. Muy bien. Okay, let's do these one more time. I know there's a lot of words here. Okay. Just from the very top, we have encima. Abajo. Enfrente. Atrás. Dentro. Al lado de. Derecho. Derecha. Izquierda. Gire. Gire. De vuelta. De vuelta. Suba. Suba. Baje. Baje. Atraviese. Atraviese. En la esquina. En la esquina. Enfrente. Al lado. Atrás. En el mismo, in the same. Cuadra, block. This one's a little bit hard to show you with my hands. Cuadra. And cerca de, close to. Cerca de, close to. Muy bien. Okay, I know that those are a lot of words, so don't worry too much if you can't remember all of them. But we've been practicing some of them in the past few weeks. We've added a few new ones, but we'll keep practicing and keep playing with them so you'll remember. So don't stress too much if you can't remember these right away. So we're going to play a little game with the direcciones. And this is another game we can play together during class, but also something we can definitely play at home on your own time. You can even play by yourself, or you can play with someone in your family or any friends that you are seeing right now. You can play the direcciones game. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to give you some directions to follow you should do this in a room, or you could play it outside. And so someone's going to tell you different things to do in Spanish. And so then you have to follow it, you have to listen and follow to their directions. So for example, if they say derecho, you will go straight, walk straight, derecho. If they say derecha, you will go to the right. If they say izquierda, you'll walk to the left. If they say de vuelta, that means turn around. If they say suba, you go up. Whatever it is, you can go up. If there's a little path to walk or a street, suba. If they say baje, you can go down. If they say atraviese, then you're going to cross. Atraviese. And then they might tell you some other directions, like we practiced with the box. If they want you to go enfrente of something, they want you to go detrás, atrás, behind. If they want you to go dentro, inside. They want you to go al lado, next to it, okay? Or encima, above it, abajo, under it, okay? So they can give you different directions on how to move around. Now, I'm going to give you right now some very, very simple directions because I don't know exactly what space you're using, so I want to just give little directions. So we're going to take just like one step at a time, okay? So just follow my instructions and take one step. You don't need to go super far, but you want to have a little bit of open space, okay? So listos, you ready? Derecha. So take one step. Derecha. To the right. Take one step. Izquierda. To the left. Take one step. Enfrente. In front, to the front. Take one step. Atrás. Behind. Take one step. Al lado. To the side. De vuelta. Turn around. De vuelta. Okay. Gire. Turn. Gire. Turn. Muy bien. Okay. One last one. Atraviese. Cross. So cross the room. Atraviese. So cross the room, atraviese, and then come back to me. Muy bien. Excelente trabajo. So again, this is definitely a game I encourage you to play after Spanish class too, to keep practicing with these different directions. Muy bien. Okay. And we're going to do one last activity together before we finish up our class for today. And so we have what you can see here. We have a little map. So on our map, we can see a little pueblo, a town, okay? And so we have some directions that we have that are written here. So we need to follow the directions to find our destination. So we're going to start at the place where it says comienzo. You see where it says comienzo? Comienzo. So this is our starting point. So we have comienzo. So the first direction is gire a la derecha. Gire a la derecha. Turn to the, do you remember what derecha means? Turn to the right, okay? Gire a la derecha. So we're coming out here and we're going to turn to the right, okay? Turn to the right here. Oh, turn to the right. The next direction says siga derecho, derecho, derecho. Remember derecho? Derecho means straight. So we're going to continue straight along the road, going straight. Hasta llegar al parque, until you get to the parque. You remember parque from our places vocabulary? Parque is the park, which you see right here. So continue straight until you get to the park. Okay, there's the parque. So we're going to stop right here. And it says, gire en la esquina. Esquina, remember esquina was corner. So turn on the corner. So we're turning right here. So now we're in front of the parque. Baje la calle. Go down the street. Remember baje? We had suba y baje. Suba, baje. Baje la calle. Go down the street. Gire a la izquierda. What was izquierda? Do you remember izquierda? We have derecha, the right, and izquierda to the left. So this one, so we're going down the street in the parque, and it says, then gire a la izquierda, turn to the left. All right, so now we're heading towards this carro azul. Okay, carro azul. And then it says, gire en la calle Ipanema, turn on Ipanema Street. So we can see calle Ipanema. We see the name of it right here. So we're going to turn onto that street. Y en la misma cuadra, cuadra was the block, en la misma cuadra queda la escuela. So we found our destination of escuela. What is escuela? Escuela, remember from our places, was the school. Muy bien. Excelente. I know it's tricky, but it's also a really fun exercise to practice following the directions. So this is something you can definitely look for in more maps to practice giving directions, or if you want to tell someone in your house how to go somewhere, you can tell them some directions. You can practice either on paper, or you can practice just speaking to give someone directions or ask for directions of how you go somewhere. So this is definitely a game we can practice very easily outside of Spanish class. So you can practice at home, you can practice at school, practice with your family, practice with your friends to ask, how do I go somewhere? And then have them give you directions. Or you can give them directions in Spanish and they have to follow your directions so they can find it. Okay, excelente trabajo. Great work, everyone. We're going to continue to keep practicing more with these directions. I know it takes a lot of practice to get it right. There's a lot of words, but once you get it right, you can play some really fun games and it can be really helpful if you're looking for something. Okay, muy bien. Gracias y adiós.